Can you learn Python in just 15 days? Let's find out. Welcome to day 1. First, let's set up your system to write Python code. Go to python.org, download the latest version and install it. Next, visit code.visualstudio.com and install VS Code. Open VS Code, choose a folder to store your files and install Python extension from extension tab. Now create a new file, name it anything you like, but it ends with .py. Type print hello world as shown in the video. Click the play button on top right. Congratulations, you just write your first Python code. Get ready, day 2 is all about variables and data types. See you there. Welcome to day 2. What are variables? Think of them as a container. You store stuff like numbers, text or anything else. Just type a name, use equal to symbol and assign a value like age equal to 20. Now let's talk about data types. Integers. Integers are whole number. It can be positive or negative, but it cannot be a decimal number. Example, score equal to 100. Float. Float are numbers with decimals. Like for example, price equal to 19.99. String. String is a sequence of characters inside quotes. For example, name equal to Alice inside double quote. Boolean. Boolean takes only true or false. For example, is active equal to true. Python knows the type automatically, but you can check using type of age. So off means the bracket here. That's it for today. See you in day 3 where we will take user input and work with it. Welcome to day 3. Today let's learn how to take input from user. In Python, it's super simple. Just type input bracket. But to actually store the input, you need a variable. So assign it with a variable. Want to give the user a message? Add it inside the bracket. For example, name equal to input. What's your name? By default, Python takes all input as string, even if the user types a number. So what if you want to store numbers instead? Use type conversions. For integer, age equal to int of input, enter your age. For decimal, price equal to float of input, enter the price. Quick tip, if you try to convert a non-numeric input to int or float, it will throw an error. So make sure to enter valid numbers. That's all for today. Day 4 is all about arithmetic and comparison operators. See you there. Welcome to day 4. Today we are diving into arithmetic and comparison operators in Python. First up, arithmetic operators. These are used to perform basic math operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, power and modulus. Quick note, 4 double star 2 means 4 to the power 2 and 5 more 2 gives the remainder when 5 is divided by 2, that's 1. Let's see a few examples. Print 5 plus 3 gives the output A and print 4 double star 2 gives the output 16. Now let's talk about comparison operators. This compares two values and returns either true or false. They include less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to. Let's see a few examples. Print 2 greater than 5 gives false and print 4 not equal to 3 gives true. Quick note, the result of division is always float, even if the number divides evenly. That's all for today. Day 5 is all about if-else statement. See you there. Welcome to day 5. Today's topic is if, else and if-else statements in Python. What is an if statement? If is used to check a condition. If condition is true, the code inside the block runs. If not, it skips it. Example, since a is 5 which is less than 10, this will print a is less than 10. If the condition was false, nothing would happen. What about if else? Sometimes you want to run one block if the condition is true and another block if it is false. Here is an example. Here the condition is false, so the Python skips if part and runs else. This will print a is 10 or more. Now let's look at if else. This is used when you have multiple conditions to check. Here is an example. Python checks each condition in order. If a less than 10 is true, Python runs that. If not, it checks a is less than 20. If true, it runs that. If none are true, it runs else block. This will print a is less than 20. Quick tip, always add spaces before your code block after if, else or else if. Otherwise, Python will throw an error. That's all for today. Day 6 is all about logical operators. See you there. Welcome to day 6. Today's topic is logical operators in Python. Logical operators help you combine conditions and make smarter decisions in your code. There are 3 main ones. The first one is AND operator. It returns true only if both conditions are true. Here is an example. In this example, the value of A is 5 and value of B is 10. Checks for the condition if A is less than 10 and B is greater than 5. As both conditions are satisfied, it will print both conditions are true. Now OR operators. It returns true if at least one condition is true. Here is an example. Here, the value of A is 5 and value of B is 2. Here, the conditions are A greater than 10 and B less than 5. Only one condition is satisfied, that is B is less than 5. Still, it returns true, therefore it prints at least one condition is true. Now, not operator. It reverses the result of a condition. Here is an example. Here, the value of A is 5 and the condition is A greater than 10. We know that A is not greater than 10, therefore that will result in false, but we are using a not operator there, so that false will reverse to true. Therefore, the print statement will get executed. So the output will be condition is false but not makes it true. That's all for today. Day 7 is all about list. See you there. Welcome to day 7. Today's topic is list in Python. We will learn how to create, access and modify a list. What is list? A list is a collection of items stored in a single variable. It can hold numbers, strings or even other lists. How to create a list? To create a list, use square bracket and separate items with commas. Example, fruits equal to, in the square bracket, apple, banana, cherry. How to access list item? Use index number. Indexing starts from 0. For example, print fruit inside square bracket 0 gives the output apple. How to modify a list? You can change a value using its index. For example, fruits 1 equal to mango. Quick tips. List can hold mixed data types. You can also have nested list. It means list inside list. That's all for today. Day 8 is all about for and while loop. See you there. Welcome to day 8. Today's topic is loops in Python. We will cover for loop, while loop and their control statements, break and continue. What is a loop? Loops let you repeat a block of code multiple times. The for loop used to iterate over a sequence like a list, string or a range. Here is an example. This prints numbers from 0 to 4. The while loop runs as long as condition is true. And here is an example. This also prints 0 to 4 using a different method. The break statement used to exit a loop earlier. Here is an example. This stops while loop when I becomes 3. The output is 0, 1, 2. The continue statement keeps the current iteration and continues the loop. Example, this keeps 3 but continues printing the rest. The output will be 0, 1 and 4. That's all for today. Day 9 is all about how to loop through list. See you there. Welcome to day 9. Today's topic is looping through a list in Python. Why loop through a list? When you have a list of items and want to do something with each item, use a loop using a for loop. This is the most common way to loop through a list. Here is the example. This will print each fruit one by one. What is a range? Range and generate a sequence of number from 0 to n minus 1. It is super useful when looping by index. What is length? Length returns the length of a list. Basically, how many items are in it. Looping with range and length. If you want to use index numbers, do this. This prints the same result as the previous one. That's all for today. Day 10 is all about functions in Python. See you there. So welcome to day 10. Today's topic is functions in Python. We will learn how to define and call functions. Also, we will talk about parameters and return values. What is a function? A function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. It helps make your code clean and organized. How to define a function? Use the def keyword followed by a function name and parenthesis. Here's how you do it. How to call a function? Simply use the function name followed by a bracket parameters. You can pass information to a function using parameters. And here is an example. Return values. Function can also return a result using return keyword. In this example, add function returns the sum of a and b and it is stored in result and we are printing it out. That's all for today. Day 11 is all about string methods. See you there. Welcome to day 11. Today's topic is all about basic string operations and some useful string methods in Python. What is a string? A string is simply a piece of text enclosed in quotes, either single or double. For example, name equal to Python within the double quotes. Now let's try some basic operation you can do with strings. First one, concatenation. You can join strings together using the plus operator. In this example, the output will be hello world. Repetition. You can also repeat a string by multiplying it. Here, the output will be hi 3 times. Accessing characters. You can access specific character using index numbers and this is how you do it. Here the output will be capital P. Slicing strings. You can also slice parts of the string. Here the output will be pyt. Now let's look at some handy string methods. First one, dot lower to convert a string to a lowercase. Second one, dot upper. It's used to convert a string into uppercase. Dot strip. It is used to remove extra spaces in string. Replace. It is used to replace a part. Length. It is used to get the length of a string. That's all for today. Day 12 is all about dictionaries. See you there. Welcome to day 12. Today's topic is all about dictionaries in Python. We will learn how to create, access, add and remove key value pairs. A dictionary in Python lets you store data in key value format. Here's how to create a dictionary. In this example, dictionary name is student and name each courses are keys. Zone 20 Python are the values. Now let's access values using their keys. Here the output will be Jod. To add a new key value pair, just assign a new key like this. Now a new key grade with a value A will be added. To change a value, update it the same way. Now the age will be changed to 21 from 20. Want to remove a key value pair? Use the del keyword. Del student course. After executing this code from the student dictionary, course key and its corresponding value will get deleted. That's all for today. Day 13 is all about tuples and sets. See you there. Welcome to day 13. Today's topic is all about tuples and sets in Python. First, what is a tuple? A tuple is just like a list. It can hold multiple items, but you can't change it after it is created. Tuples are immutable. Here's how to create a tuple. Fruits equal to inside a bracket apple, banana, cherry separated by commas. To access items, use indexing just like a list. Here is an example. But if you try to change a value, it will throw an error. This is because tuples cannot be modified. Now, what is a set? A set is an unordered collection of unique items, meaning it automatically removes duplicate. Here is an example. Numbers equal to inside a curly bracket 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. Notice how duplicate 2 is got. You can add element to a set using dot add. Here is an example. Numbers dot add 5 will add 5 to the set. You can remove element with dot remove. Numbers dot remove 3 will remove 3 from the set numbers. That's all for today. Day 14 is all about errors and exceptions. See you there. Welcome to day 14. Today's topic is all about errors and exceptions in Python. What is an error? An error in Python means something went wrong while your code was running. There are two main types. First one, syntax error. When you break Python's grammar rule. Second type, runtime error. This happens while the program is running. And here is an example. In this example, we are trying to divide 5 by 0. This will throw an error, 0 division error. How to handle exceptions? Python gives you a way to catch and handle errors using try and except. Here is an example. In this example, if the num was 0, it will print you can't divide a number by 0. This way, your program doesn't crash. That's all for today. Tomorrow is the final day and we will cover a quick Python program combining everything you have learned. See you there. Welcome to day 15. It's the final day and today we are building a simple calculator using everything we have learned. Input, functions, conditions, loop or in verb. First, let me show you how it works. When we run the program, it asks choose operation plus, minus, multiply, divide or q to quit. I chose plus. Then it asked for first number. I type 2. Next it asked for second number. I typed 4. And it prints the result 6.0. Now I type the Q and exits the calculator. Let's break down the code behind it. First, we have created separate functions for each operations. This one is for add, subtract, multiply and divide. In the divide function, I added a simple condition. This avoids 0 division error we learned earlier. Now comes to the main logic, a while true loop. This keeps the calculator running until the user types Q to quit. Inside the loop, it asks for operations. Get two numbers using input and converts them to float. Checks the selected operation with if else, calls the correct operation and print the result. If the input does not match any valid operation, it prints invalid operation. This project may look simple, but it uses everything we have covered. You have made it through all 15 days, from installing Python to building a working calculator. This is just the beginning. Keep building, keep practicing, and you will get better every day. Thanks for joining the journey. Happy coding.